Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. This is our 164th roundtable for the 1M1M program. So we've been around for a while, and we've been doing this for a long time. As you know, the 1 Million by 1 Million program's mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, and thereby helping create $1 trillion of global GDP and 10 million jobs. And we are the only global virtual incubator in the world today. That's an interesting achievement. We operate 100% virtually and 100% globally, and we are able to actually produce companies who are, or shepherd companies along on their journey to the $1 million and beyond milestone. So it's been a very satisfying few years of working with you all entrepreneurs, and we look forward to continue doing that. A very interesting announcement from the program this week. It was announced on Monday that we are partnering, 1M1M is partnering with SAP Startup Focus Program, which is a program designed for entrepreneurs to develop on SAP platforms, in particular HANA, which is their business intelligence and real-time in-memory computing platform. So this is something that you should take a look at if you're working on the HANA ecosystem or the SAP ecosystem, and the link is on your screen. The application deadline for the contest is April 19th, and we're going to be, SAP is going to be awarding 12 scholarships to the 1M1M program in the first phase of this collaboration. It's actually a very large collaboration that you will hear more about in course of the year. Okay, so this event is being recorded, and it is also being live tweeted, so you can also live tweet from hashtag 1M1M. Our Twitter IDs are at 1M by 1M and at Sramana. Please feel free to follow those. We provide a lot of content through those channels. And our YouTube channel is on your screen, the URL. We provide all our recordings on that channel, as well as lots of FAQ videos, and there's a delightful set of entrepreneur cartoons there. There's a playlist of cartoons that you could have some fun with as well. All right, we're going to start with Yashwant from Chennai. Yashwant, if you could unmute your line and come and tell us what Mitra Healthcare is all about, that would be great.
Hi, Sramana, and hi, everyone. This is Yashwant from India, Chennai, and I'm going to take you through my company, Mitra Healthcare. And basically, we know how big diabetes is. We are trying to create a diabetes-free world to help diabetics. That is our aim. Unfortunately, our website, our web hosting is down right now. I've tried to check this over, but it is down right now. You can go to the next slide, Sramana. So basically, this team comprises of me and Mr. Ravi. So he has over 28 years of pharmaceuticals experience, and he has a chemical engineering background from a good college, and then he went on to do his MBA from IRMA, Institute of Rural Management, Anand, over 30 years ago. And he takes care of the manufacturing part of the product, and I'm Yashwant, and I take care of the sales and marketing. And I'm also an MBA from Xavier Institute of Management, Bhubaneswar. We can go to the next slide. So this is the level of diabetics that they're looking at. India is a huge market for diabetes. I'm talking from a company's perspective. We have 63 million patients who are diabetic today, and the World Health Organization has described diabetes as an epidemic. So, you can see in China and the US also, due to the sheer numbers in India and China, the numbers are huge because of the population. And according to the World Health Organization, every 7 seconds people die due to diabetes. So that is the level of the extent of diabetes that we are seeing today. Right. Particularly concentrating on the Indian market, the ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, says that 6.3 crores Indians, that is 63 million or 6.3% of the entire Indian population are diabetic today, and 7.7% of Indian people are pre-diabetic. That is, they are about to get diabetes, or they are actually they're about to get diabetes, and they're not aware because due to lack of testing. So the market size of India's diabetic economy, as the term has come to be, is estimated to be 20,000 crores. That would be around $4 billion plus. And we are talking about anti-diabetic medicines alone, because the diabetic economy consists of a large number of services and goods like healthcare and diabetic, a lot of services are there. So instead of the market for anti-diabetic medicines alone is estimated at 4,500 crores, which is around $0.9 billion. The next slide, Sramana. So what exactly are we doing in this space is that we have developed a product which we are naming it as Herbal Cure for Diabetes. The misnomer is, this is not a cure for diabetes, first of all. I would like to tell what is the context of how we have developed it. India is the home of Ayurveda, which is a traditional form of medicine, and which has been practiced in India since the last thousands of years. So we have a team of Ayurvedic doctors whose families were in this treatment of diabetes from Ayurveda since the last 700 years. So they have teamed with us, and they are part of our company. So we have developed this with their collaboration mainly, and using our pharmaceutical manufacturing experience, especially Mr. Ravi Kumar's, we had made it into a product. After more than 3 years of testing, we had got on a product which is stabilized. Because in Ayurveda, the thing is, for every person, you get to have a different dosage, which is not acceptable for us to commercialize the medicine. So we had frozen upon a formula which is found to be working and with a standard dosage for everyone. So it has taken more than 3.5 years to get to this product, which was almost a year ago now, 10 months ago. So we want to position it as an organic supplement for diabetes, even though it is a proprietary Ayurvedic medicine, which means it does, strictly speaking, it does not require a prescription by the doctor. That is what this means basically, because this is a herbal supplement. And what this product does is that we have lots of evidence that in a number of patients, in majority of the patients, whatever are the current sugar levels today of the patients, this has been found to reduce their sugar levels to normal levels within a very short span of time.
Okay.
For few people it is coming down in 1 month, and for few people it is 3 to 4 months. But within 4 months we have observed that everyone who has used this product, their sugar levels are coming to the normal levels. So that is the USP of the product, and which we believe is a fantastic proposition. Because there are today the fact is that despite using insulin, a lot of sugar patients are not under control. So patients are themselves stopping using insulin from their doctor's advice only after using our medicine, because this has no side effects.
Yeah.
And our target customers are the people who are diabetes and also pre-diabetics. And I'm mentioning about high blood sugar levels because we can see the result in them very easily.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our target customers. And right now, how are we selling it? Is that we have diabetologists who are recommending our product, though strictly speaking, they are not supposed to prescribe a product. They can recommend a product due to lack of side effects. That is how Himalaya, in India, the biggest Ayurvedic company is Himalaya Herbals. So they have more than 1 lakh, that is 100,000 doctors who recommend their products. Similarly, we have just started up some time ago. So we have few doctors who are recommending, and who are some of them diabetologists who are recommending a product. And mostly it has been selling through word of the mouth, purely through word of the mouth. For someone it works and they recommend to their friends and so on.
Yashwant, do you have any kind of
happening
on this?
Sorry, Sramana?
Do you have any kind of intellectual property protection on this?
Actually, as of now, we have not yet patented it. I've been discussing with lawyers and we are drafting the, it's not yet done actually. We are in the process of doing it.
There's one question that that you're going to have to deal with is, what if Himalaya realizes that there is an effective product and just comes up with their own in this same category?
Actually, Sramana, when I said that we spent around 3.5 years to develop this product, a lot of, we have used our expertise in manufacturing. Actually, we were manufacturers of the person, Mr. Ravi Kumar. He comes from an allopathic, Western medicals background, basically. He has extensive experience in manufacturing that. So
yeah,
we have taken care that it cannot be.
Oh, does Himalaya?
Sorry?
They are a very large company with lots of research and development and manufacturing capabilities. So that is not a sufficient. This is a situation where you should try to get some sort of an intellectual property protection done. I don't say that very often. Really, in software businesses, I don't say that at all. But this is a business where you should try to get some sort of intellectual property protection.
Okay. Actually, what is happening is that what we are looking at is that if we want to go for IPR filing and all, one decision that I was unable to take is that should I invest in this as of now, or increase more sales and use that to get this IPR done. So that is one reason I have delayed it.
It's a matter of sequence and time and investment. Let's keep going and let me listen to the rest of your presentation of what else have you got. So how many doctors are currently aware of your product and are recommending it?
Currently, there are about 25 doctors who are recommending a product. Out of them, around 4 of them are diabetologists. Okay. And we have about, basically, as of May 2012, we had 0 patients. And today we have increased to about 1,000 patients. And the majority of them are actually through word of mouth, purely through word of mouth.
And they're buying on the website?
So this is one testimonial. Yes, actually they are they are contacting us via phone, or recently we have tried, so because they are buying online, we keep getting requests on our Facebook page via messages. So so recently I've tied up with a website called healthcard.com. Just around in the last week, so that we can sell to patients directly.
No, but you don't have a website of your own where you sell this product?
No, we don't have a payment gateway of our own as of now. We don't sell on our own website.
That's a must, absolutely a must. And it's very easy to do.
Okay, so you think we should?
You should turn this into e-commerce business. It's a niche e-commerce business. You develop really solid diabetes content, Ayurvedic diabetes treatment content on the web, on your website, and this just SEO is going to drive this business heavily. Okay.
So basically, we are looking to raise about 2.05 crores. That is around $360,000 US dollars, I guess. So what we plan to do with this money is that, strictly speaking, this does not already we have a license to manufacture it. This is already recognized by the government of India as a medicine, as an Ayurvedic medicine. So we have all the regulatory norms in place already. But as I said, we want to position it as a traditional medicine backed with scientific evidence. So we want to conduct some clinical trials, comparative clinical trials, which are also called as phase 4 clinical trials, comparing patients who are using this product and who are not using this product over a period of time. So these would help us to, what I feel is this would help us to gain more doctors base, so that more doctors can widely accept the product. So for that, it takes a lot of...
Does the process of selling as a supplement get disrupted if you file for clinical trials and regulatory approval?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question?
If you file for clinical trial and regulatory approval as a medicine, as a prescription drug,
Okay.
does it disrupt your sales of the product as a supplement?
No. Basically, we want to go for comparative clinical trials, not as a new drug that we are inventing,
Okay.
but as a comparative clinical trial.
Okay, got it. Never mind.
But,
That's good. That's good because
maybe
my
like,
hunch
because
is that the
for,
product do a lot better if you continue to position it as a supplement.
okay, you would say to continue to position the supplement itself.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
Okay.
there is a very clear web-based marketing method for this, which you need to learn.
Okay. One challenge that I have is, like one question that I have, what do you think is that, I want your opinion on that, is this one, like, should we go for selling to consumers directly because it does not require prescription, strictly speaking, or should we go for this clinical trials approach and ask doctors to recommend it, or, which we're not able to understand.
So you want doctors to recommend it, but not as a prescription drug, as a supplement, and you should sell it on your website. You should sell it on your website, and you should sell it through channels, through other websites or other pharmacies and so forth.
Okay. So, okay.
You do want the doctor
of
it, absolutely, because that's how you're going to get the endorsement. People will come to know about it, and this is the kind of product that diabetes doctors should be made aware of. Not necessarily just Ayurvedic doctors, but diabetes doctors.
Yeah, actually we are, we are not concentrating much on the Ayurvedic doctors, or mostly we are concentrating on the normal doctors,
Okay, I got it, so that's fine.
Yeah, you can go to the next slide. This is basically some of the, these are some of the ingredients, these are some of the ingredients, main ingredients used in the product, and basically a lot of, you can see a lot of reputed journals which say that this medicine has the potential to, control and regulate diabetes. So what we have done is, this is a combination of all of these individual ingredients and more, but they have no artificial ingredients. So the point, so they use this to, this is how doctors recommend the product, because when they see the ingredients of the product, and that's how it is done. So I just wanted to share it.
The product works.
Yeah, basically.
Huge potential.
Sorry?
If your product works, it has huge potential.
It works. It really works.
I have no way to do that.
Yeah, it works,
but if it works, it has huge potential.
I can send you the bottle. In fact, some people in the US are also using it. Sorry?
I'm not diabetic, so I have no way to test whether it works or not.
Okay.
But it does have a lot of potential. If the product works, then there is a sales strategy that is marketing and sales strategy that is very viable using online marketing and so forth. And this is a very promising opportunity.
So, so you think that we should not go to doctors and do the entire raise money only for spending on online marketing and selling directly to consumers?
Yeah, both. You're going to need to go sell to doctors and educate doctors about your existence, and you need to educate B2C consumers as well. Since it's a supplement, and it's people can find out about you and try you out and do there's a whole lot of marketing pieces that you're going to need to do around it, but once you do that, there's no reason why you can't sell directly to B2C customers.
Okay, okay.
All right? Okay, good,
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
Maureen, are we ready for Lemon Crate, or should we move on? Thank you, Yashwant.
Thank you, Sramana. Thank you.
Irina, should I move to the Eddie? Oh, okay, to Eddie, okay. Is this Eddie? Tripchi is Eddie?
I'm Local Insights. I'll probably the last deck.
You're the last deck, okay. So,
That's
local
okay.
insights with you? All right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. So my name's Eddie Gottschalk. I'm the founder of Local Insights. I'm in Silicon Valley here. We do predictive analytics, where prices will go, where people will move to, and we do data visualization and filtering. All three of those taglines are unique to our technology and not on the web. So basically, we map local data for everyone, for businesses and consumers. So it's a B2C, a B2C, a B2B play. So next. Here's our team. I've invested over $350,000 on my own funds. I got an MBA where I built AVMs, automatic valuation models, where we built prices where down the block level where prices will go. We predicted the housing prices, not in the housing crisis, but 400,000 other local neighborhoods to the sub-zip code levels. I built a prototype that does the data visualization. My business developer has over 15 years in GIS and worked for our competitors, ESRI. The basic problem with ESRI, the end user has to know the address. In our system, all they have to do is know what they want, and I can demo that a little later. Thank you. So the basic problem is people go online, you search, type an address, and find properties only. They want to know the latest information at the block, at the tract, or the zip code level. They have only yearly demographics, no monthly or quarterly demographics. Therefore, they don't know what's growing or declining. The other aspect of our model is a predictive model. Our only competitor is Case-Shiller. So if someone wants to buy all of San Jose, they can find out where San Jose is going to go. But if they want to know where their local block is in their local street, that technology doesn't exist. And I had to buy these very local data sets in order to build the local predictive model. So we can help lots of people, from the consumers to the risk manager to the professionals. Okay.
So can you talk a little bit about who do you see as the primary user of this product? I mean, who has the pain that you're solving?
That's in the next slide, or I can just discuss it. It's actually in the slide after this. But can I kind of wait, or do you want me to discuss now?
Go ahead. Keep going with your presentation.
Okay. So the solution is to put these data sets on the web. The short answer is the real estate investors, bankers, whoever has capital invested in the property. So someone only making commissions, it may not be the real estate agent, but we can help them as well. So let's say there's 400,000 reports at the local block level. That's what the data visualization is needed, because who would read through 400,000 reports? So we put this massive amount of data on the web so some people can visualize it and filter it visually. The computer can figure it out in a second, but people, because they can't read through 400,000 reports, they need a visual tool. And that's what our tool does. And this is patent pending. On the lower right, we have variables like migration and job growth, which are variables that influence prices and the 24-month forecast. Okay, the next. This is how our technology works. The unique part of our technology, the top public and foreclosure data sets everybody has access to. Lower right are these private data sets where changes in monthly and quarterly demographics, migration, job growth, income growth, who's moving where, population changes. I have the only on the top right, only 24-month block group forecast. And we can, because I'm an investor myself. If you just know what the house is worth today, what matters is what is the change in value going to be? And of the 5 million homes out there, which one is the right one? How do you filter the right one? So this system does it with a few clicks. And we're able to do it with the visualization tools. So real estate investors can lower their risk and make more profits. Real estate professionals, we can put this technology on their website. They get more leads. They all of a sudden are not the authority for the property data, which everybody has, but they're the authority for the local demographics, which currently real estate agents don't have local demographics or economics. They just have property data, so they can get more sales.
Mm-hmm.
So, next slide. So this is our market. It's fairly large. Our competitors are the big players, are Fiserv, which is owned by Case-Shiller, ESRI, which the way people access this data now, they buy software, and then they buy the data, which is anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, and businesses can access it. Then they figure out where to build, where to relocate. So we're disrupting that technology and putting it all online. So no longer does people have to buy the data, nor do they have to buy ESRI. Some of our competitors at the lower have all over $5 million in VC funding or angel funding. Trillia's up to 14, but they pretty much don't use the data that I'm describing. They just recycle, put a new front end on existing public data. And this private data is available, but it has to be tweaked and massaged so that we don't, challenge our licensing. So that's
Trulia could it be a client of yours?
Absolutely. Trulia could be a client. Zillow. We can license this technology. They have maps right now, but they don't have the granular maps. They're one of the newer ones. So we're in a fairly large market. This is up to 5.5
This is not the market
billion.
that you can address. This is not the U.S. real estate market is not your market.
Yep. Next slide. So that's the big one. Next slide. So this is our target market. Your original questions.
Right.
Investors. So how I look at, instead of value proposition, I look at the ROI. So if someone has knowing if a house is going to go up 10% or 20%, the difference of an average house is 30 to 90K. So our pricing model's fairly low price of $100 a month. So it's worth $100 a month to know if a house is 30K to 90K. Or a business currently uses ESRI, and they have to buy all this expensive data and software, while our B2B model is based on it's a lower price model. It's based on coverage. So it goes from anywhere from $100 a month to $10,000 a month, depending on the coverage. Or one agent gets one more sale. In Silicon Valley here, it's up to $40,000 more if you just get one more sale a year. And banks when they do foreclosures, they're forced to buy BPO reports. They get these reports from, it's like an appraisal, but it has more on the local data sets. And appraisers in the United States do not have local data. They just say it's a nice, medium, or a good location. So we could help banks, because my experience is in banking, and that's where I found out that banks don't have this data. They just don't have a way to assess the risk. So the long-term play is to go after the banks in Wall Street, but we grow slowly by going B2C first.
I'm not sure if that is the right strategy. I would actually go with this to the actual Wall Street real estate investors first.
If I had the funds, I could, absolutely. So it depends on funding.
I don't think you need a lot of funds to go there. In fact, you need a lot more funds to go B2C than you need to go to a few real estate investors, REIT investors kind of stuff, who are probably willing to pay a lot more than $1,000 per year for this kind of information.
I tried once and failed, but maybe I went after U.S. Bank. I spent 3 months trying to close.
Banks, you're going to need to go after the funds, the mutual funds that handle real estate, that focus on real estate. The real estate trusts and all that, REITs and stuff.
Okay, that's one of the feedback I wanted. Okay, next. So this is our pricing model, which I mentioned. It's at different levels, but on what you're referring to is the national level, which is $1,000 plus a month. We could get reports, and we could do analytics on tapes of 100 mortgages, which ones to buy and sell. Well, there, the target market is the REITs, the Bloomberg terminal. Or the lower price model is going after the Starbucks, the relocation companies, where we can license the technology. So we have many different ones we could sell to because we have unique technology, forecast which no one has, and data visualization has. So really, who to get the money from first has always been my challenge.
Yeah, I think your strategy is wrong.
Well, I got lots of opinions on that, to tell you the truth. So, but I appreciate yours. So go after the REITs and funds. You're saying, I got it.
Because they have money, and this is what they do all day and night. Consumer buys a home once in 10 years, or once every 3-5, years, at most.
I got it. Yeah, I understand. So it's really getting the pitch so that they get it quickly.
Yeah, and the pricing model is also all wrong as a result of that, because if you're going to sell to those kinds of people, the pricing, you can get a lot more money out of it from a lot fewer clients. You have to say your positioning is going to be much tighter, much more focused on that segment, and you're going to charge them a lot more for this.
It's really how to get there, because I don't have the connections within those
You don't need connections. You see, we don't believe in connections. We believe in a strategy of how to go to market. And there are go-to-market strategies for every segment of the market.
Well, I'll put it this way.
Standard B2B go-to-market strategies that you're going to need to apply to your segment. And we have a company in the portfolio that sells into the real estate market. Actually, they sell to real estate agents. And they're doing very well. It's a very tight, focused strategy, and they're doing great.
Okay, so let's we got this is our competitor. Our competitor is Fiserv. Excuse me. SmartZip, which does for real estate agents, they predict where houses will go. ESRI is data visualization. On the bottom three, they just sell yearly demographics for up to $2,000 a year to $10,000, and pretty much no one sells to the big major players because they're private data sets, but they're available.
Okay.
So next, so this is our pretty much our differentiation from the competitors. Our differentiations, we could have an API so people can play with our technology, or this is more of the B2C side of it. But the only part where we're uniquely is that people have they call it predictive analytics, but they don't really predict where prices will go. So we're the only one that have predicted where prices will go, because as a real estate investor, I really don't care where people are moving to or where people's jobs are going. What matters is prices. So that's our real difference.
So differentiator vis-a-vis SmartZip and Spatial Key?
SmartZip, they use pretty much, SmartZip uses yearly demographics. So with yearly demographics, they blend yearly demographics and daily and weekly property data sets, and then with that, that's pretty much what all the competitors do. But no one has the monthly and quarterly data sets, so they can predict prices. So
okay.
SmartZip.
So that tells me even more convincingly that your real market are the investors who are investing on a regular basis.
That are correct. That are. You said are. Yeah.
Yeah, that are.
That's correct.
Not consumers who buy a property once every so many years. It's investors who are regularly investing.
Well, the only reason why I want to help the consumers is just to get the brand, but I don't want to sell to consumers. I agree.
No, and also I think the reason you have, I think to some extent you're uncomfortable selling to the investor market is because you don't know how to develop the go-to-market strategy of how to sell to them. I'll teach you the go-to-market strategy, and that's basically, I mean, it's crystal clear to me that's where you need to go. We have case studies of similar businesses that are selling into the investor market. Super.
That's what I need, because they have money. That's just,
absolutely, no question about it.
And they get it. They have serious ROI.
Yeah. The strategy for this business is absolutely crystal clear to me.
Okay. So customer acquisition, I haven't talked to the big REITs because I don't know how to really, they aren't near the local meetups. So I have talked to a lot of the local investors. I've also exhibited but what the real estate agents don't want, they want to keep their authority. So they want the data and technology on their website, which really is getting the maps and the data and the filtering systems on their websites. And currently they just have property data, but then all of a sudden they have the That could be an exclusive
And
type.
by the way, the real estate agents, these companies that they want real estate data on their side, that could be a strategy. You could actually give them white label solutions for which, again, you charge a lot more money. The pricing model is different.
Yep, that's again, that's where I need help with, because I always want to undersell and go large, but sometimes that's not the best strategy.
It's not a question of going large. It's a question of where do you target, where there's constant activity, and where is the real pain and where is the real money. You don't go after a market that would use your software or use your technology once every 10 years. That is not the right target market.
Okay. So
okay.
I
think I've given you my feedback. I would like to move on to the next presenter. I have two more presentations to work with. But I think I've given you enough. If you need to, you will have the recording available. You'll be able to play it, and I will spend some time at the end of the presentation to talk about how to use 1M, and you can ask me questions after that as well.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eddie. All right, who's going next? Is it Chandra who's going next? Maureen, can tell me who's going next and which is the number of that presentation? And she's not going now because she's disconnected, is that what you're saying? Okay, why don't you get her to rejoin? I'm going to do the 1M segment maybe next, and then we can come back to Chandra when she rejoins. Okay, folks. That's a lot of slides. I want to leave a lot of time to work with the audience as well in the public chat. So what I want to spend a few minutes on is to explain to you how we from 1M work with you entrepreneurs, and the resources that we've created, both the free resources as well as the paid resources. The website is 1m1m.com. Chances are that's how you came into the program. We have a blog also accessible through the site, which is chock full of information about how entrepreneurs have been building companies, case studies, role model interviews, thought leader interviews, and so on and so forth, which will all be helpful in your navigating your course through startup land. And then this is not as curated. You'll find some level of curation, some level of synthesis, but in the Entrepreneur Journeys book series, you'll find the first level of synthesis of our methodology. The Entrepreneur Journeys book series actually predates 1M. So I just started to do these case studies and develop some level of methodology through the book series back in 2008 when the first book was released. We've come a long way since then in really fleshing out the methodology of 1M. But nonetheless, we have published 4 volumes of Entrepreneur Journeys that would be helpful for you to learn. Particularly, there are 2 anchor pieces to our methodology, that's bootstrapping and positioning, and we have a volume each dedicated to those pieces, and those threads run through the entire series. So this book series is available on Amazon and Kindle, and in India you can get them through Flipkart. The blog is also directly accessible through SramanaMitra.com. The blog actually predates everything else we do. It's been around for over 6 years. This is what the site looks like today. And also another free resource is this platform, this free roundtable, where you can come and get some strategy guidance on your business. Just like right now, Eddie and I just worked for a few minutes, and I basically told him that he needs to go to a B2B strategy, and the B2C strategy is not the correct strategy for him. That's a very vital decision that just 10-15 minutes of conversation can help you make these kinds of massive business decisions, and that is available to you for free. You would normally be paying serious consulting dollars to get to that kind of consulting, but you are getting it for free here in this forum. So be sure to use it, and also to spread the word in your network of entrepreneurs in your peer group, in your friends and family, whoever is trying to, wrestle with, core business decisions, we are here to help you. So this is our 164th roundtable. We've been doing this for a long time. We have huge experience in guiding entrepreneurs through hairy, important issues. And we are here every Thursday, literally every Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific. You will find us here. So please come, please bring your friends and buddies, and we want to work with you. You can register. You can book your slot to pitch through the free public roundtable link on the website. Then we have a premium program through which we really delivered the depth and breadth of this program, which offers extensive methodology guidance. So here, Eddie, for instance, needs to learn how to do a B2B go-to-market strategy and both sell systematically to the Wall Street real estate investors, as well as potentially do white label deals with the real estate companies to put this technology, put this service on their website. So that, that go-to-market strategy, we can get him up and running within weeks. We can train him on everything that he needs to know and get him up and running within weeks, and he will be productive in bringing that product to market to that right segment. This is a knowledge gap that Eddie has, and many of you, since you're doing this possibly for the first time, you are going to need to plug some of these knowledge gaps of methodology of, how to do certain things that you need to do for your business. And we teach that extensively through a video lectures and case study based program. We have a very, very solid curriculum. I'll talk more about that. We also help you with business development where we have connections. We help with connections to customers, channel partners, whatever helps in business development. There's similar strategy consulting, but more in-depth and more extensive in the private lounge. So we have similar WebEx sessions which is members only. We don't do these as public sessions. We do this as members only sessions. And we also help with financing and extensively with media relations. We have huge contacts in the media and a lot of clout in the media, a lot of reach in the media, and we help you with that as well. So you can go look at this article, The $1 Million Club, which is on our website, to meet some of our members who have reached $1 million in annual revenue. And you will also find our ROI analysis on this quantifying the value equation, 1M1M value equation article. Again, the URL is on the screen. There's also lots of orientation material that you can access through the site. In the bottom navigation bar, you will find orientation material, which will help you understand how to use the program and how to use 1M1M effectively, how to extract the value from the program. Another place I want to point to all of you to is the 1M1M self-assessment. There is a 9-point questionnaire that you should definitely use to calibrate yourself and where you have gaps. And if you're a premium member, there are curriculum modules attached to each of these questions which you can use to plug your knowledge gaps. Again, the website is 1my1m.com. There's a lot more information about the premium program that you'll find on the site. What to expect from the premium program, video FAQs, and so on and so forth, which would be helpful for you to evaluate whether you want to join the program. The curriculum is delivered in two pieces, the core curriculum and the elective curriculum. It has been developed over the last 6 years. So for 6 years, we've been doing case study development in early stage entrepreneurship. And we have today the largest collection of case studies anywhere in the world in early stage IT and IT-enabled services entrepreneurship, including electronic commerce and all of that. And we also have been coaching entrepreneurs for a long time, all these 164 sessions plus the private roundtables. We have a tremendous understanding of what are the issues of early stage entrepreneurs. And we've taken all this knowledge and triangulated the two bodies of work, the case studies and these coaching sessions, and we've created a case study based, video lectures and case study based curriculum, which will give you about 50 hours or of core curriculum and another 50 hours of elective. And you will be able to pretty much plug a lot of the gaps and avoid making a lot of the mistakes, getting a lot of the commonly asked questions answered through this program. There is lots of Q&A available within the program, and there's also interactive coaching like this within the program. So the core curriculum has 7 modules: bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. And it has a bunch of electives which are aligned with the trends of the industry: Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, including big data, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, and gaming. So, you know, chances are if you're working with 1M1M, you fall in one of those categories. Where we're not active are in drug discovery or, you know, big semiconductor or clean tech, solar farms and all that. We don't do highly capital intensive projects. We work with mostly capital efficient methodologies. So lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups is our methodology. As I said, we do a lot of work in the media. So if you go to our press page, you will also find a link to the coverage of 1M1M Premium members. We provide our members tremendous access to the media, and we covered them extensively through our channels. So not only do we teach you how to do entrepreneurship, we'll also help you with that piece of the equation, which is getting yourself out there. And on that vein, we have a very active social media channel, you know, we give you also extensive access to promote yourself, your business through our social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. There's actually a video lecture on how to use the 1M1M Twitter channel and hence the Facebook and LinkedIn channel. You will find that on the website on the bottom navigation bar. So there's a lot of access and visibility pieces to this program as well, that all of that you access through your membership. There's just a one-time annual membership fee, and you access everything that I'm talking about through that membership. We do a lot of pieces, a lot of coverage of our companies on the blog itself. There's an incubation radar series for companies below 1 million but have validated revenue generating businesses. And we have another one called Deal Radar, which is for companies that are above $1 million in annual revenue. And these are monitored by investors as well. Our companies get calls from investors through some of this media coverage also. And we also individually introduce them to investors when they are fundable, if and when they are fundable. Not all companies are fundable, keep that in mind, and we'll give you all the training to understand whether your business is fundable or not as well in the curriculum. You can make those decisions yourself. What is the right funding strategy, whether you want to bootstrap or fund, and if you do want to fund, what is the right funding strategy? All that information we will give it to you as both in lecture format as well as in Q&A format and interactive coaching format. So that's how to use the program. We do have an affiliate model. We do work with partners in different parts of the world. And we have in March every week, we have roundtables, free roundtables. So please feel free to come and bring your buddies. One final book is Vision India 2020, which if you're looking for interesting ideas to latch onto, I've published this book. Actually, this contains my other billion-dollar business ideas. I'm working on 1M1M. It's going to take, you know, the rest of my career to do 1M1M. But there are other billion-dollar ideas in this book that I've published. It's written as business fiction. You're very welcome to work on any of these ideas. We actually have a module in the program on this. And finally, reminder on the Startup Focus partnership that has been announced this week. We just announced that SAP is going to be awarding 12 1M1M scholarships to entrepreneurs developing on the SAP HANA platform as part of the SAP Startup Focus 1M1M partnership. So the application deadline is April 19th. So if you're working in the area of, you know, business analytics, big data, real-time in-memory computing, and so forth, those are the hot technologies that are part of the SAP portfolio. And this is something we are doing in, in partnership with SAP. So please do apply. I'm going to go, is Chandra ready? Chandra, are you back on the call? Chandra, could you speak and say whether you are ready or not?
I am ready. Can you hear me?
All right. And give me the name of your company.
TripChi, C-H-I. TripChi.
Okay, let's find TripChi.
And it seems like there's a lot of slides, but I'll go through them pretty quickly.
Okay. Is this your business? Yeah.
It is.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Chandra Jacobs, the founder and CEO of TripChi. TripChi is a mobile app to help you make the most of your time in the airport.
Chandra, where are you dialing from?
I'm calling from Boston, USA.
Okay. Okay.
So we basically serve up targeted recommendations and offers to travelers to help them find things to do while they're waiting for their flight. Well, what's the problem we're solving? There's actually a two-sided problem that we see right now happening at the airport. So flights are getting delayed and people are waiting for longer periods of time and travelers are bored. But at the same time, stores in the airports actually have trouble doing targeting and reaching customers through their advertising. Right now, as you can see from the picture on the right, all they're allowed to do, as per the airport authority, is actually put billboards within their store and just sort of hope that customers walk by. And this isn't particularly effective because many travelers, don't walk by the stores, they're not motivated to, or if they walk by, they're not paying attention. So that's how the stores in the airport currently target travelers, and it's really not working. So go to the next slide, please. So to this two-sided problem in the airport, we have one solution. It's TripChi. As I mentioned, we serve up targeted deals and recommendations while you wait on the consumer side. So basically, it's a three-step process where we get your flight information, so we know how much time you have. Then you enter in some preferences, so we know the kinds of things you like, and then we serve up the targeted recommendations that you can explore. So whether it's food and drink, shopping, finding a charging station, getting information about your flight, finding an airline lounge, or even meeting other travelers in your social network that happen to be at the airport, we can help you with that. And at the same time, as I mentioned, it's actually a targeting advertising platform for vendors to reach consumers. So we have a content management system on the web where vendors can sort of create a profile and then run targeted ad campaigns at specific segments of travelers with specific deals and coupons and offers for a period of time that they would put forward. Okay, go to the next slide. So what are our competitors doing? We do have lots of competitors, but they're segmented in niches. So we have several competitors that are just doing back-end, complete information updates. Like, for example, if your flight's delayed or late or there's a gate change, they'll notify you of that. So that's great. These are people that we look at as complementers that we can actually integrate with because we're sort of doing the forward-thinking thing where we're integrating with vendors and then serving up targeted recommendations and offers. So this would be a natural integration point. I've actually talked with these companies and they're interested in partnering because they don't have the bandwidth to integrate forward into the space that I'm in. There's also location-based services. We all know Foursquare and Yelp. These are great, but they don't serve up targeted recommendations. And there's often so much content to sift through that it's just overwhelming. So there's deal-based type competitors like Google Offers or Groupon. They really don't cover the airports, though. And then there's a few socially oriented apps targeted at the airports like this one, but they're mostly extremely sketchy and revolve around matchmaking and dating, and we want to keep ours more on the professional side and within your closed, trusted social network. So go to the next slide. And here's really why we'll win and why we're going to succeed, because our team is awesome. So again, I'm Chandra Jacobs. I have 8 years of experience as a business traveler, and that's what kind of led me to this idea. And I've worked in product management of large software programs for the U.S. government, as well as marketing and technology strategy consulting for brands like Deloitte, EMC, and Honeywell Aerospace. Right now, my CTO and lead investor is Vincent Serpico. I believe he actually pitched and won a competition for you a couple weeks back for his Spotlight software. So I'm in partnership with him. He's been providing me the developmental and designer resources and the product management support to get the product to a prototype form where it's at today currently. And then in addition to this team, which we don't have listed, I've recently brought on a biz dev and sales lead who's going to really hustle the vendor side to bring in business, and his name is Eric Sullivan. He's been in entrepreneurship for 10 years. He sold 2 companies successfully with good exits, and he's located in Boston with me. On the mentor side, we have a couple great great people that really round out the team from a travel industry experience, particularly with Alan Lobach of SkyMall, the co-founder of SkyMall, which has really just been a wealth of experience to help us understand this very complex travel and airport industry space. We also have Jack Connor, who has founded a travel startup, and Yogesh Gupta, who understands the enterprise space and just big software in general, and he just recently sold his company FatWire to Oracle. So go ahead to the next slide. So customer validation points that we can talk about. Well, we have done a lot of research. We've had a survey of around 300 people, and 75% of travelers in this survey, frequent travelers, that is people who travel more than 4 times a year, said that they would use the service and they would use our couponing, and that would motivate them to go to vendors and actually buy more products. We've also had over 300 people sign up to be part of our beta test that's coming out in a few weeks now on our website. So, please go out there and sign up for the beta test. It's only going to work in Boston Logan, but if you happen to be traveling in there, I do encourage anyone on this call to sign up and help out there. And then on the vendor side, so we've actually interviewed vendor managers at airports, and they say that TripShe would increase sales, and this is something that they would pay for. And then at the same time, we've been validated by some external press and external sources, and on top of that, this is a quote from Alan Lobach of SkyMall, just saying that this is a way to offer considerable value to all stakeholders in the airport ecosystem, including the airports, which, by the way, revenue share in the vendors' profits. So if we can motivate customers to spend more money in the airports, then not only the vendors make more money, but so does the airport itself. Go to the next slide, please. And then this is just to briefly show how I derive my target market for the initial few years. We're looking at domestically in the beginning. We realize that this is a very scalable model, and in some cases it makes more sense to go overseas because airports overseas in many cases are laid out in a better fashion where it's more like a mall with many more high-end, more interesting stores that this would work in. But we want to start small, we want to start local, and then sort of build from there. And right now we're looking at the domestic market in the US and higher-end frequent flyers, and then of the higher-end frequent flyers looking at business travelers. That brings us to a total market size of about 140 million, and that's just domestic. And that's just business travelers. So that's not even, frequent leisure travelers, which, there's no reason.
So I see one disconnect here from a segmentation point of view, which is the high-end passengers generally have access to lounges, and they don't have drinks and food outside of the lounge. They get access to the lounge for that reason.
Okay, excellent point. One other thing we can do, though, is serve them up in-app purchases, as you'll see from the revenue model that will be coming up, where they can actually shop duty-free and SkyMall and shop stores in the airports and have it delivered to wherever they are. So even if they're not going out there and visiting the restaurants and the shops, there's still other ways to capitalize on their time.
Well, to do that, you're going to have full catalogs of all those stores accessible through your app.
Yeah, and what I'm hoping actually there is to partner with a few other companies that have already started doing that exact thing. So, hopefully we don't have to build it all from scratch.
I'm just thinking about, my behavior when it depends on how much time is left and especially when we are doing long haul flights and stuff, I don't really go around. I tend to go chill in the lounge, basically. We do a little bit of shopping, actually. We do the duty-free stuff, yeah, the chocolates and the, the duty-free stuff, yes. So that's probably would be okay.
Okay.
And depends on which airport. I think you pointed out rightly is that airports like Heathrow are really they are like shopping malls, and that's where the shopping is more interesting.
Right, and then on top of that, there's certain airports in the U.S., not so much Boston Logan, but airports like Phoenix Sky Harbor or San Francisco that really have local specific interesting shops that really reflect the local community, and those are the airports that are the most interesting to me. And down the road, what I want to help airports generally do is put in better shops that customers want so that people want to spend more money. And
right now you have to build your business on what exists. You're not on putting in interesting shops.
No, I know, but that's like the 10-year vision, right? It's to lead airports down the path to be more profitable as well. So next slide. So my go-to-market in year one, we're basically launching the MVP. It's going to be a private beta on test flight that's going to work at Boston Logan only in about 4 weeks. And we also want to work on Phoenix Sky Harbor because that is a very good airport from the localized shop perspective. So we can set up very interesting targeted recommendations that are local and based in the community. So 2 airports. These 2 airports consist of 22 million passengers. So the total market value there is 231 million. This is derived by the fact that we've done market research and secondary research. People spend 75% of people do buy things in the airports, and the people that buy things on average spend $14. So that's how we kind of derive this market size. This is just from the consumer perspective, and I can go into a lot more detail on the vendor perspective on how much we can actually raise their revenue by and what we'd be charging them to help them do that. But I'm just focusing on the customer acquisition strategy right now because it's this 2-sided model that we have to really build up. And then in year one, and this is kind of pending funding, so whether we raise 500K or 700K, we're kind of looking between that range to raise. We'd either add 2 to 4 airports, and it really depends on the amount we raise because to have an effective marketing strategy in these airports, it does take just having traditional marketing billboard ads, and that's about $10,000 a month for an effective campaigin. As well as, we'll have the traditional, digital.
I don't think I would go with the $10,000 billboard campaign. First, in my opinion, the first airport you need to crack is San Francisco.
Okay.
Because all trends in technology start at San Francisco.
Great point. And that was actually in our map. So besides Phoenix and Boston, San Francisco, and either DCA, Reagan, or Charlotte. Those are the 4 we're kind of thinking of.
Oh, absolutely. I think it should be San Francisco and JFK.
JFK is not so interesting because a lot of the stores are just corporate brands that have nothing to do with, the local scene. They're just not very interesting. Also, the airport's kind of it's falling in a mess.
Adoption, that's where the action is.
Okay. I might disagree with you on JFK, but I totally agree with you on San Francisco.
I mean, who's going to Charlotte from, in your early adopter audience, who's going to Charlotte?
Well, Charlotte is a hub for U.S. Airways / United. So it's actually a huge airport with a lot of people transiting through there. On United and U.S. Air. And Phoenix for U.S. Air.
Be careful on choosing these segments because there is a huge psychographic element to it.
Okay, that's a good point.
All right.
All right, so that's basically it. TripSheet helps you make the most of your time at the airport. We do so by providing personalized recommendations that are location-based, time-based, and interest-based. And we solve that 2-sided problem that I was talking about for travelers, consumers who have tons of time to kill and are pretty bored and at the same time want to make the most of their time, and then vendors who are losing out on business because they're not reaching customers effectively. It's a scalable model because we can move domestically to international. We can expand outside airports to malls, to cities. This really works wherever there's a location-based recommendation system that can be employed. And our team is in place and can execute now. So what we're really looking going forward is partners to help us make the key contacts in the airports as well as on the vendor side, and people in the travel industry that really know the industry well and can help with the affiliate marketing programs with some of the bigger brands, advisors for our company, and of course, investors. So thank you for the opportunity to speak today.
You're welcome. It's an interesting business idea. Okay, well, I've already given you feedback as we talked, so I'm going to move to doing some audience Q&A. Thank you, Chandra.
Thank you.
So audience, you can use the public chat to ask questions, and I'm basically going to, you can also dial in, by the way. Maureen, do you have a dial-in number on a slide? If you want to talk to me briefly, you can also dial in. Maureen, provide the dial-in number, please. So I'm going to scroll down on the scroll in the public chat and see what questions have come up. Abba Zaidor is asking, will we be able to obtain slides from the presentation? You will have the full recording available, not slides separately, but you will have the full recording available on YouTube and on our blog. So you would be able to play this back. Let me see. Yashwant Nag is asking, Sramana, do you think my company is fundable or not? This is the Ayurvedic supplement company. Yashwant, as I said, if your product works, it probably is fundable. This company is fundable, I think. Anybody else? Please feel free to introduce yourselves. We love to know where you're joining from, what you're working on, what kind of business you're working on. Tell us who you are. We would like to know you, and you know, if you're here for the first time, tell us how did you hear about us, and anything else that you want to discuss is fine. Use your public chat. Make sure you set it to send to all participants. If you'd like to call in to the phone line, you can do so by dialing this number that Maureen has put on the public chat. It's 650-479-3208. Access code 666-240-754. And be sure to put your computer on mute before calling. Manu is calling from Bangalore, India. Manu, where are you? What are you working on? What is your project? Anybody, questions, comments? Anybody calling in? Yashwant Nag, to all panelists, do you think I should concentrate more on proof/clinical trials, which would in turn cost me quite a lot of money? You are going to need to create some sort of proof points, absolutely. Without proof points, it's going to be hard for you to sell to consumers. Eddie asked, if I join 1M, would I still need to do B2B market research? This is hire ODES types to do this research. If so, this should be my next step, right? What do you mean B2B market research? And what B2B market research would you hire ODES types to do that? What are you talking about? You're going to have to generate your lead list, absolutely. We're going to teach you how to develop a go-to-market strategy and how to execute on a go-to-market strategy, but we're not going to develop your lead list. You're going to have to develop your lead list. We'll coach you on your pricing, but you're going to have to develop your pricing, your TAM model, all of these yourself, using the framework that we're going to teach you. We'll teach you methodology. We're not going to do your market research for you. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yashwant again. I have a lot of patient testimonials. Customers are already proving that it's working. Wouldn't customer testimonials be enough for proving, since you're saying fundable if it works? Well, you know, the more testimonial and the more proof points you have, the easier it's going to be to sell the product. Because remember, it's a health product in a serious health issue. So people will want as much validation as possible. So if a doctor says that this works, if you can get testimonials from doctors, that would help a lot. Definitely patients would help. And then, you know, as you get more resources, getting some sort of a clinical trial, you can defer the clinical trial, but getting some sort of a clinical trial that, officially provides data on how it works, and all that is going to definitely help a lot. You may want to defer it until you have more resources. But the whole business, a key part of the marketing strategy for you, Yashwant, is going to be to establish that this product works. Because human beings are programmed to be skeptical about tampering with their body. Every business, every startup business is a catch-22. That is nothing new. Anybody else? Any other questions? Any other businesses? Anybody else wants to introduce yourself? I see a lot of people in the room that we haven't heard from at all in the public chat. And we have no idea about what businesses you're working on. Do you have any questions about 1M1M? Any other questions about 1M1M? By the way, Irina is available to talk to you if you would like to talk to her about, if you would like to ask her questions about 1M1M one-on-one. Irina, please provide your phone number and Skype information so that people can call you if they want to. Irina is on the 1M1M team, and she will be available to talk to you by phone, 786-301-2456, and Skype, Irina_Patterson. Looks like there are no other questions, so in which case we're going to wrap up the session for today. And we look forward to seeing you back here. Oh, Deep Kakkar says this is his first time at the Roundtable, and he's learning a lot. That's wonderful. Very glad to hear. And Irina, looks like Irina has had a conversation with Eddie already. That's great. All right, folks, please come back. If you like what you see, please come back. We'll be right here next week, same time, same place. And you can register on the website. If you like to talk about talk about your business at one of these sessions, please feel free to come and do so. Talk to you soon, and have a great weekend coming up, and good luck with all your projects. Bye, everybody.